Well, we're back, and now it's the turn to present and introduce to you another lecturer that he comes from the European Social Network. She is Spanish. Rebeca Madruga Escudero. She's the project manager for the innovation of social services at the European Social Network in Brussels. And Rebeca gathered experience managing social innovation projects for the improvement of social services from both private and public sector. She is specialized in strategic partnership towards the provision of integrated care. And before joining ESN, Rebeca worked in the EU project unit of the Social Services Public Administration of Castilla y León in Spain, and simultaneously she manages the EAPN in the same region, which is another institution. And she's also an Acumen Fellow of 2020. She now will talk about transforming social services throughout digitization. Do we have Rebeca? We would like to thank you, your effort for this little change in the programming of the forum, but we're back and we're hearing you now.
Vale, creo que ahora se me escucha bien. De no ser así, pues por favor me decís, ¿no? Pero bueno, yo, si no me decís nada, continúo. Bueno, pues como decía, agradeceros, ¿no?, la invitación a la Red Social Europea, organización a la que tengo el gusto de representar hoy y cuyo conocimiento y experiencia en esta materia intentaré transmitiros lo mejor que pueda, ¿no? Este es el contenido que voy a abordar en mi ponencia. Creo que
the content of my talk.
¿Verdad? Sí, la presentación.
I'm going to be sharing
lugar
now.
Muy brevemente qué es la ESN, quiénes somos, qué hacemos, cómo trabajamos,
para
que podáis así
who we are, how we work,
el contenido que os voy a presentar y para que podáis también ver qué aspectos o áreas del trabajo de la ESN os pueden ser de utilidad. Después abordaré la importancia de la innovación y la digitalización en los servicios sociales
to talk
en el
about the
marco
importance of the
europeo,
innovation and the
los servicios
digitization
sociales mediante
in
la
the social
digitalización,
services, the transformation of the social
en la
services
digitalización de servicios
through
sociales
this
en el ámbito de
digitization,
las personas mayores,
the experience
terminaré con una
with
perspectiva
digitization,
de
and
mirar al
then
futuro,
I will talk about the
Pues bien, la
future
European Social
expectancy.
Network, para aquellos que no la conozcáis,
The European
es
Social
la Red
Network, or
Social Europea,
ESN,
es una red
is
independiente
the
de servicios sociales
European
públicos
network of
que reúne a
social
las organizaciones
services
que planifican,
that holds
prestan,
the
financian,
organizations
administran,
that
evalúan servicios sociales públicos,
create the
incluye
progress
también
and
el área de
control
salud, de
the area
bienestar, de
of
empleo,
health,
de educación y
wellness,
de vivienda, tanto a
work,
nivel local
and
como regional y
home
Actualmente
at national level and European level.
Organizaciones miembro que pertenecen a 34 países.
There are 153 members coming from 34 different countries.
Europeo, al tiempo que apoya el desarrollo de unas políticas de servicios sociales y de inclusión
Our
social
organization promotes
intercambio y la construcción
throughout the interchange and sharing of knowledge. The ESN is structured in the annual work program, which is controlled by the European Union. In the conference of the European Conference of Social Services, there has some network work. And there is also an important role for the participation in projects such as this one, the Pharaon project, and in other projects as associates, such as the rural care, which is liderated by the Junta de Castilla. Just to give you some overview, a clear view, This is a conference that is held during some days, 2 or 3 days. And in this conference, we organize some stands where we facilitate the interchange and the sharing of knowledge to expand and foment the contact between professionals of the sectors and create a place in order to think reflect on these topics. This year has been held online, but the next conference will be held from the 8th to the 10th in Hamburgo of June, 8th and the 10th of June in Hamburg. I tell you this because every person or organization can be enrolled in this conference or present a project, any idea, participate with any stand. So I figured that maybe the Project Forum could be a great chance, could have a great chance in this kind of conference. As I said, to give you some clear view, the European Social Services Awards have the objective to make visible these kind of initiatives and projects in the sector of the social services and to push these kind of initiatives in the sector, in fact to support. Okay, so now I'll start talking about the importance of the innovation and digitization in social services. In what ways does this innovation contribute and help make social services better? We all here are agreeing this term, this topic. In fact, technology has a great role in the innovation in the social services. As a matter of fact, the use of technology goes from AI use, the technology to support carers, and many different examples that we have already seen throughout this forum. And at the last stage, they all contribute to help the wellness and health of those interested. This technology contributes to identify the problems and things that we have to work on, so they can create more solutions and create more progress in order to optimize this progress of digitization. And under no circumstances does this try to dehumanize the user. And they also try to hold people together throughout the process. Now I will answer some questions, and one of them is if the digitization affects the relationship between the user and their carers, and the answer will be no, because technology should, on the other side, make them closer and help them work better together. But technology shouldn't substitute the humanization and the attention that is adapted to each individual. It's the same case for AI and data collecting. These are tools used throughout the process to evaluate the results, but in the end, the decisions are taken by real people. So the thing is not to digitize everything of the process, but just what makes it better.
Esto es algo en lo que todas las personas que estamos en este foro coincidimos e impulsamos.
Another thing that we all agree, we all here present in this forum agree in is the transformation of the social services through digitization. The budget that the European Union is utilizing for this matter is just proving the digitization is a real thing. This is a great opportunity for companies to receive some investments and try their best to develop new devices and new results and solutions that help digitization. And one example is the project Faraón. And talking about examples, we have things like the development of digital competencies for the professionals with co-design models and with digital tools, the building of machine reading devices that ensure the use of language and help the decision-making process. The devices utilized in the analysis of data, such as the algorithms. There are also progress of teleassistancy, such as the consoles, the devices that we have seen that may detect the falls, the physical activity of the people, all the people. Last but not least, the digital platforms that gather the data and the knowledge shared by all the professionals coming from different services, social services, health, caring. These all contribute to support the cause. And I think this answers another questions. So the question was, what is the role of the network working? And I think that it has a vital role in this process. Precisely, it is to facilitate interoperability in order to ensure caring and the answer that are specialized and personalized and adapted to individuals. Not general, but answering specific demandings. There are many challenges ahead because digitization of each process is difficult, but in order to make the ensure interoperability is even more difficult. We need to talk the same language, this language of social caring, and we find many challenges, but it is vital to ensure the coordination. We will need multidisciplinary groups helping us from the very beginning of the progress. In that way, we will co-design the tools and we will implement digitization in a transversal way. Talking again about the examples of digitization, in a national level and European level, we find the national plan of recuperation, transformation, and resiliency. This plan implements the digitization and the digital transformation as one of the main goals. And in the Spanish case, this plan supports the use of new technologies in order to do this transformation of the social services throughout digitation. In this slide, you can see the 10 main policies, such as the transformation, the digital transformation. And these policies are applied even in the public administration. In this sense, autonomous communities have we have some technical difficulties, sorry. I will continue from this fourth slide and the experience of the digitization in the social services. I hope that you heard most of it. I will continue now. So the role of technology in social services can be in many forms, such as the use of AI, the system of case, the administration of cases, the services based on the technology of assistancy, and the databases and the data management. These technological services help to the work of social services, but we commented that we have to comprehend the main challenges that they make us face, such as the lack of knowledge about new technologies coming from professionals and users, the cost of these technologies, how to ensure the protection of privacy and security, and the way that we can implement these new technologies in a regular way. In order to study these challenges, the SN started a working group in 2019 to work as a vehicle between the mutual learning process between the social services throughout Europe, using different forms of technology and how they can be used in the planification, the gestion. We had to evaluate the important role that the technology had been taking throughout the years in this process and the social services. And for the public administration, throughout the main goals in this project is to ensure digitization and to agilize the gestion and the management of information and data, and all the areas that are related to the competencies and the comprehension of this data. We will see examples after the digitization of all the data. We will ensure personal and individualized aim for every user, and therefore to facilitate digitization as a tool to be focused on the attention given to users. And there are two main challenges, and this is the generational gap, the digital gap we have mentioned before, and the importance of the ethics when the big data is implied, the use of big data, the privacy of our users. Our work, as I said, is to understand the impact of new technology and digitization in the social services. We aborded different areas, just as the management of cases, which focus mainly on the automatization of processes, the management of data, and the technology of assistancy. And the main challenges are to reinforce the juristic dispositions, the need of give proper formation and knowledge to our professionals and personnel. There is still a lack of agreements regarding the digitization in the social services, and we need long-term investment and an investment that has continuity throughout the years and the time, with long periods of financiation in order not to break the progress of innovation. Some examples of good ways and good practices when it comes to digitization. To develop a new legislation in this matter, there are many challenges, and one of them is the fact that there is no legislation in most of the cases. And digital legislation allowed to understand the context of use, such as necessities and cases of isolation. Another example, we find another example in Hampshire, England. In Hampshire, there was implemented a great technology of assistance with robots that allowed professionals to physically work with people in order to lift them or help them move. And this technology helped in a great way the professionals there. In the region of Andalusia, we have a great innovation in a matter of the region of Lombardia in Italy. There was developed a tool that allowed local administrations to facilitate the process, to facilitate the information and the progress of the sharing of information about the citizens.
De esta nueva armonización de criterios y debemos saber la importancia de iniciativas de vigilancia. Desde nos llegan también varios ejemplos de entrenador virtual para el bienestar, ¿no? Well-being virtual coach. en el marco de promocionar un envejecimiento activo y saludable, que pueda ha diseñado una plataforma virtual para tener acceso a través de o de tablet y configurar un virtualizado de una forma para los usuarios que hace este avatar, este entrenador virtual, es proporcionar asesoramiento, orientación, seguimiento, recordatorios e información de
In the case of the Gerencia de Servicios Sociales de Castilla y León, there was developed a system of a virtual trainer for health and wellness that taught their particular users how to use their platforms themselves. There was a tutorial guide that guide them throughout the process of learning how to use the platform. There is also the Procura initiative that involves the fomenting of the autonomy of the person of other people and the development of new devices that facilitates their autonomy, such as a smart walker that detects if the older person has fallen and needs help to incorporate themselves. The group of work of digitization I commented before
en los últimos años para así poder evaluar áreas. Por un lado, comentaros sobre la automatización de procesos.
There is an automatization of processes which is used by many of the organizations of the ESN, and they have stated that this tool has been of great use when digitizing and when closing the gap between the old and new era of technology.
Dentro del sistema de la organización o también la automatización de procesos de solicitud para los nuevos usuarios. Otro ejemplo es el análisis predictivo.
Another example is the predictive analysis, which can be changed and used for the optimization of the services in order to predict the profile of that may find themselves in hazard situations and risk situations. And there is also some tools that have been developing in the last few years regarding the procedures of language, such as machine learning or machine reading. However, these technologies are still developing and they're in an early development stage, but local administration and national administration are investing in these tools because they find it extremely useful. And another example are the tools for the processing of languages itself.
Sin embargo, de todas las herramientas que se han analizado, esta ha sido la que a nivel europeo ha experimentado una mayor reducción en la inversión. Y por último,
last but not least, we have the data management
y comentaros que la inversión realizada
and the investment in this area has not received constant investment, but it's true that those organizations that have incremented their investment on data management and have focused on other databases they have aimed those bases with more maturity in the process. Setting our view in the future, in the context of innovation and digitization, and the social context we are placed in with the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, the challenge that we face in Spain and other European countries is that there is a digitization process imposed in a way that has been accelerated throughout the last years and therefore creating a greater gap. But we have to focus on the positive side, and this is that it has pushed us into the necessity of building new legal structure and have demonstrated that the social services will continue to invest in the new technology in the future, in the near future. This means that it is an opportunity to advance throughout the digitization progress, but it also implies that we had to work in this legal structure that support the change, the use of an integration of the information, the update of standards, the formation of new professionals, the digitization as a new way of learning and as a new way of working, and updates and improvements helping the users, the real users. But it's also, we also find examples of new proceedings of investment, such as there are many tools in order to find investment in the development of new technology that will be present in the near future and near years. The objectives, we have to remind the objectives of the digitization, and those are improve the efficiency of social services in order to eliminate the gaps and to agilize processes and facilitate and make easier the evaluation of data, and do this through integrated attention to the user, and in the end to improve the health and the wellness of people. Now my talk has come to an end. Thank you very much for attention. I would like to say sorry and ask for sorry for the technical difficulties we have had throughout the talk. You can contact me through any of these links and the link to our website, because in the website we have many much information and many examples that can be of interest for you. Okay, Rebecca, so thank you very much. Things of the life and the technology of the long distance connections make hard sometimes. I would like to thank all the attendants, and we will edit and record everything, the forum, the whole forum, and we will upload it, and all the links and all the content that we have been exposing throughout the forum and the talks. We have one question that we have sent, and it is if there is work in the study of the technology in the social services, but in the university at a European scale. Well,
bueno, es algo que se está trabajando y
yes,
se
it's
está
something that we've been working on,
introduciendo
and it's
en
something
muchos de
that
los
is
canales
being
formativos,
introduced
¿no? En los
in most of
servicios
the
sociales a diferentes niveles.
formation
Y
progresses,
eso denota, pues, bueno, la
and
creciente
that proves
importancia
the,
que se le
the
está dando y la
increase
evidencia
of
de lo
importance that
necesario que es. Sí que es
we have
cierto
been
que
given
los
to
ejemplos,
technology. We are
al
giving
menos
to
los beneficios
technology.
de la ESN, pues son ejemplos aislados a
The
los que desde
ESN
nuestra
are
perspectiva lo que vemos
isolated
también le falta
examples,
un poco, digamos, con luego la puesta en y la puesta en práctica, ¿no? Yo creo que
I
si bien
personally
es
believe
cierto que avanzar en ese
that it
sentido,
is true
también
to
es
it's hard
cierto
to
que, pues
advance in
bueno,
that
ahora mismo
sense.
estamos en un contexto
But
en el que
nowadays we are in
la
a
propia
context
incorporación de estos
where
procesos y de la
the
tecnología
incorporation
ya
itself of the
en la práctica de los servicios
processes
que
and the
estamos viendo
technology
cómo tiene
itself
muchísimos retos, tiene muchas
uh,
perspectivas que
makes us
abordar, que
face
coordinar y
many
que, digamos,
challenges, many new
entender
challenges
de una
and
forma
perspectives to
integrada, ¿no? De una
understand,
visión
and we had
más
to
holística.
adopt
Entonces,
a
nosotros
clear view
lo
of the
que
whole
creemos es
progress.
que
Well, we have had some technical problems with Rebecca. We thank her participation in the forum, and we put an end to this day of the International Forum, and tomorrow we will continue with the agenda, and we will have many interventions abording the loneliness. Irene Ageno, she will talk us about the solutions of health to positive aging, for positive aging, and the perspective for the other people. We will continue with the professor and doctor María José of the University of Castilla-La Mancha, and the professor will talk about the role of AI in the process of healthy aging. And we will finish off with Anne Stevens. She will talk about monitoring physical activity for older people with designs and appliance. This is everything for today, and we hope to be back at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we will come back with the connection, and you have our website in order to create questions. Good afternoon, and see you.